Arman Tsarukyan will remember this night as when he broke into the top 5.
I knew I can knock him out, and I did it.
Arman Tsarukyan!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Little change of plans today. By the way, we yapped about how good this fight card looked, and it's one of the best fight nights ever. An extremely exciting prelims, the main card, everything was great. And we were supposed to have Cody Brundage on today, but there was a death in his family, I think, last week. So I imagine he's tending to that, even though he had an incredible win over Reese. So we have the main event winner, Arman Tsarukyan, will be back with us today. And Matt, we were just talking about, does Tsarukyan, we're talking with our producer, fight Gamrot again, or do they make another fight for him? I mean, we could ask him. What do you think?
Well, I think we should ask him also, only because I feel that we just seen it not too long ago, right?
Agreed,
It feels like it just happened. So I don't mind them fighting other people, honestly, but
A year ago,
you know, it's one of those we got to find out who's what's the rankings now?
I'm looking right now. He was number 8, and hold on, and I think Gamrot's number 6, but I imagine he might be jumping up after beating Beneil like that. I imagine he's going to jump up. He was 8. I imagine he's going to be number 6. I think he goes to 6 behind. Where do they move him to 4? Beneil was 4, yeah. But there's Poirier, there's Gaethje. Like, there's some really exciting fights that have not included Arman Tsarukyan yet. So I think there's way more interesting possibilities for him.
Me too. I'd like to see them fight other guys, honestly. But that's me just as a fan, you know. Hey, listen, you can't say enough about him. You have to feel for Beneil.
Sure.
You don't like this. It's so, this game's so unforgiving because you can be so dominant for so long, and next thing you know, you're getting two brutal stoppages where, you know, each one could be a career shortener. Anytime your lights go out, it's not good.
No,
you know
I know.
I mean? So I really feel for Beneil, but you know, I mean, this is the game we play, and you have to be happy for Arman.
Arman, yeah, and look, Beneil knew what he was in for, fighting Tsarukyan, and you know, it is hard to watch because Beneil is such a nice guy, and everybody likes this guy. But top to bottom, I'm sorry.
I know I want to talk about the card, but it shows you like how MMA math doesn't really, it doesn't add up, because we're talking just now about how Gamrot has a win over Arman, and Beneil, a couple of fights ago, has a win over Gamrot. So it is crazy, you know.
Yeah. So we'll tell Arman congratulations. He should be on in about 10 minutes. But a tough loss for Beneil.
Great, yeah, it is. And I want to say something that out of a night that was how about this? And maybe it's the jiu-jitsu guy in me. Maybe it's the way to see a guy, how he handles his first loss of his career. But I didn't agree with the crowd on this, because in a night that had a lot of explosive endings, and one of the things that I was most impressed with out of everybody that competed that night.
Can I guess?
Yeah, you know what's going to happen here. Good.
I'm going to guess. Miesha Tate?
No, close though. I really enjoyed Miesha Tate. Listen, you can make a case for that.
I was
impressed with Sean Brady. I thought the performance that Sean Brady put on was, and listen, it reminded me of almost a couple of things. One, which was kind of odd and almost like a passing of the guard, not literally, but like, not in jiu-jitsu terms, but like, remember when Kelvin Gastelum had a very good night with Tim Kennedy. And what he did to Tim Kennedy was basically what Sean Brady just did to him, in where he just totally controlled him. And Tim Kennedy's a very talented fighter, where he just, it's a little bit different. I think Tim kind of just looked like he wasn't, like he was a little depleted. I don't know what was going on, but the case is that's exactly what happened here. And this younger, is he younger? I don't know. I feel like Kelvin's
I'm pretty sure. Kelvin's 32, though. I think I said that we told Kelvin last week.
Sorry, they're around the same
Kelvin's
age.
just been fighting forever.
Yeah, 32 and 31, Sean Brady. But it's just, Sean Brady did that to him. In other words, he just totally controlled him. But he did it so, you don't want to say effortlessly, but I'm saying technically he was just so sound. Yeah. And then at the time, when it was time to finish, he put on that Kimura, and it was just beautiful, man. The whole thing was just a great display of his skill set. And let's keep in mind, and by the way, he's going to be on the next show. I made sure of that. I put that out. Yeah. Good. I hit up the guys. I go, look, getting him on. And he was going to, they were trying to get him on this one. I go, look, don't worry. We can do it Wednesday if he's available. And we do. We got him Wednesday. So we're going to talk to Sean Brady. Because I was really impressed, man. I mean, who do that to Kelvin Gastelum? I mean, who does that to him? I mean, that was really wild, you know? And that's coming off his first loss ever. So, you know, right. I want to hear, like, you know, people, they stopped talking about Sean Brady. I mean, they were on a bandwagon there, and then he has a tough night with Beneil. Props for Beneil Muhammad, great fighter. And everybody stopped talking about him. All of a sudden, he's not that guy anymore. But he's shown he is that guy. He called out Ian Gary. That's fucking exciting. I like it. I liked it. It was like he has a very strong. I'm not going to say. I don't want to say just old school jiu-jitsu because it sounds like, but there's nothing fancy there, and I mean that in the
it's basic. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, best
way possible. I mean, he's going to take you down, control you, pass your guard, take your back, go back to mount, just control you, wear you down, grind you down, and take a limb. I fucking love it. That's it. That's my rant.
And we should talk too, Matt. There was obviously some controversy. Kerry Hatley, the ref. I mean, Bisping called it disgraceful. Cormier talked about it. There was tweets from Dustin Poirier, Brandon Royval, Gilbert Burns, McKinney. That horrible stoppage in the Bobby Green fight. Terrible. I mean, and Jalin Turner, like, showed you, because Bobby, you know, he fights with his hands down and he's just so difficult, but he was doing a great job throwing kicks, and he just had enough distance where he was able to catch Bobby, and just a terrible stoppage.
Yeah, listen, one shot too many is brutal. So when there's several, and
it's 8,
and the guy's already out, it's, you know, that could be just short. That's like robbing him of his future. That's shortening possibly his life and his career. It's really brutal. It's listen, we know what we sign up for, but that ref is there to sometimes just save you from yourself if you're being stubborn or if you're incoherent. You don't want to be that guy, the guy to get punched once and they stop and he jumps right up. I understand that. But how could everybody tell? I mean, he's the closest guy to him. His head was getting like a bobblehead.
That was terrible. Yeah, it was a terrible stoppage. And according to Dana, like, he knows he fucked up.
That's upsetting. I feel bad for him. And you know, the ref, because, you know, listen, he doesn't want to be that, you know, there's a lot of guys getting shit for breaking it up too soon. So it's one of those, but, you know, you really got to protect those guys. And, you know, he's got a tough job. I feel for him. I feel for everybody involved. And, you know, Bobby Green, he seems like he's all right. Hopefully he wasn't too concussed, you know?
Yeah. And with Jalin Turner, though, coming up on very short notice to have to deal with Bobby Green, especially if you've been like kind of criticized before with like, well, will his cardio last? And Bobby Green, who's just a fucking, you have to chase around the ring on a bike. The fact that he did that fast was really, I guess, what he was aiming for. And by the way, congratulations. Davison Figueiredo looked great at bantamweight. He looked really, really good at bantamweight. You can see that weight cut was obviously hurting him. You know, it affects different guys different ways, right? Like Gastelum went back down to 170, had a hard time. Do you think that had anything to do with it or no? With Kelvin, I'm saying, do you think? I'm talking about Kelvin and Davis and Figueiredo. Do you think Kelvin's going back down had anything to do with what happened?
I'm gonna say he didn't look really tired. He got out fought, man. He just got out jujitsu'd. He got out controlled, out wrestled. Like,
yeah,
like you got to think about it. How many guys had that game plan with him? A lot of guys are striking him. A lot of times he's using that to take them down. I don't know, like Robert Whitaker, and got some scrambles. But I'm trying to think of the last time somebody. Let me look at his last few fights. Kelvin Gastelum.
Jared Cannonier.
Yeah, like Whitaker. Maybe Ian. No, I don't think any. Maybe Hermanson, and he lost to Hermanson, and I think he lost by submission. So, a lot of guys first round sub with that. So yeah, man, he's a high level black belt. People got to realize. I'm talking about Sean now.
Right.
He had a jiu-jitsu match with Craig Jones. Craig Jones. First of all, he's a funny guy. I like Craig Jones. He's got a very funny.
Him today.
What's that?
We were just talking about him. The guy I roll with, Martin, just was mentioning how funny he was today.
He's a nice guy. He's got that Australian, sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek humor. He's funny, but he's very talented. So, listen, I don't know. I don't know if there was rules of no heel hooks, but there was leg locks. I'm not sure. But they had a grappling match. And even though it might not have been the most exciting, he shut him down. He didn't get submitted. He won the match. He played on top.
Sean won?
Sean won, yeah. He didn't submit him. I'm not sure about positional. I just remember it was a lot of him on top. He might have passed the guard. I don't remember it, but I do remember he got the W. And that alone, because Craig Jones just, he just craps on people. He's just that good. So, Sean is a high level black belt. And, we're going to talk to Sean in a couple of the next episode. And, I want to ask him, man, do you reinvent the wheel, or do you, chalk up that fight with Beneil? Maybe something was off that night.
Sure.
Because he was undefeated before that. This just showed. Beneil's funny. Beneil put out a text, something like, Beneil texted something like, tweeted something.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought Sean Brady sucked, or something like that. So I don't, in other words, he beat him up. So I don't know. Listen, if this is the deal, if Beneil Muhammad did to Sean Brady, if I remember correctly, that was a knockout, right? Like you heard.
It was, I think, second round. Or let me see. Let me check. It was second round. Yeah, second round TKO. What?
Anyway, I could have just, Jimmy, instead of making bird noises, I could have just said your background's messed up.
I like when my background's messed up. It makes it look like I'm in I couldn't think of
alternate universe.
Funny. Yeah,
nothing funny there. Like
nope. I had nothing.
We're tearing down the fourth wall. Nothing. I'm trying.
I had nothing.
Jimmy, I taught all morning. What were we talking about before that?
We were talking about Sean Brady, but I wanted to give props to one of the best fights of the night. Okay. It might have been the overall fight I enjoyed the most. Joaquim Silva against Clay Guida. Clay Guida never is in a boring fight. He's just so much fun to watch move, and what a fucking nightmare it must be. And congratulations to Silva for having a good third round against him, because I thought he was cooked.
Yep. I'm giving a double thumbs up. What does that mean?
It means that you love what I just said.
Yes. Arman isn't. Why are you looking at me strange? When you do it, I know there's somebody in the waiting room. When I do it, you look at me like I'm an asshole.
No, because I did. No. I'll tell you why. I didn't know that he was in the waiting room, so I just thought you were happy to talk to me.
No, this is what you do to me when you want me to get your point out, and we have people waiting, and I get, hurry up. When I do to you, like, what is he? What is he? Just a happy guy?
Let's bring in Arman Tsarukyan.
Jimmy.
Yep. Congratulations.
Wait, does he hear us?
Yes.
You got us?
I hope so.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here.
Unbelievable. Oh, that was wild, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, you must be on cloud 9 right now. What is going on in your homeland? Are people reaching out to you, or is it overwhelming?
I'm still in Miami, so I'm leaving soon, and let's see. So, but people very excited to see me, and soon I'm gonna see my people in Russia, in Armenia. So everybody is like waiting for me.
And you didn't take any real damage, I don't think. You could probably be ready to fight again relatively soon if you needed to.
Yeah, sure. I already trained today, so I rode bike, and this is maybe the fastest, like very quick fight, and I didn't get damage, and I can start to train. I just need not just body recovery. I need just for my brain, for my just not to go to train, just do something else.
Yeah. Do you have to do that just to kind of clear your mind a little bit after a fight? Do something else just to kind of reset?
Yeah, just reset. Maybe 1 week, go out, eat whatever I want, do whatever I want. Just go out to the beach, ride bike, and play tennis, and don't think about training. So, and then when I want, so when I get a fight, when I go to train, I wanna feel that, I wanna be hungry. I wanna train. So that's why it's not good. Train whole year.
Did you have any cheat meals afterwards? Did you celebrate with any kind of dessert, or are you a foodie? Do you like the food? Did you have anything special? Oh,
what is that? That's a nice sandwich.
What is that?
It's American style breakfast.
Jimmy, that looks good. No,
salmon, eggs.
Jimmy's a foodie.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, Jimmy, I'm getting fat.
You're not, Jimmy. Yeah, well, you deserve it, buddy.
Is there anybody you have your eye on? I know the rankings don't mean everything, but I know they do matter. And are you going to get, do you know where you're going to wind up in the numbers? Are they switching? Are you going to get Beneil's old number 4, or where are they moving you to? Do you know?
They must give me number 3. So I think I gotta be number 3 and not number 4, because that performance showed I gotta be under Gagey,
Okay, and you're also, they were, you've heard talk about people, well, will he have a rematch with Gamrot? But I think you're looking at somebody else. What's your goal, and who do you like to be matched up with next?
I want a gold. I want to fight for the title. If they if they won't give me title, so I can fight with Carlos Oliveira. If he thinks he's on lane, let's figure out who is better and who deserves to fight for the title. And I know I'll beat Charles. I'll beat Gagey. So we can figure out who is number 1 contender if they want. If not, just they gotta let me fight for the title.
What about Gamrot? Now, you guys had a battle once. It was competitive. What about you?
No, Gamrot, it's a past, and it was my fight. I won that fight, so I don't think about him. And he lost to Beneil. So, but I knocked him out in the first minute. So, and it showed different level, and definitely he doesn't want to fight me again too.
Were you surprised? We had Beneil on last week, and he's obviously a very tough fighter, and he's so dangerous everywhere. Were you surprised that you were able to finish that quickly, or how did you think the fight was going to go?
I was expecting same. I knew I'm gonna knock him out, so I just believe myself and go there. I knew I'm the best and trust myself, and when he fall, I said, yeah. So I did it, and I told everybody, I gotta go there, I gotta knock him out, and I gotta call out Islam Makhachev.
Now, does Islam have a fight lined up? or is there nobody for him right now? And has there been any talk of either Poirier or Gaethje?
How Poirier can fight for the title? He lost last fight.
No,
How?
I mean with you.
For what? Oh, you mean so for me, if not the title fight, I'm gonna fight with everybody from top 2, top 3, top 1. No one from the all my career I fought with someone who was like in top 15 on ranking,
Yeah.
top 10, but no one from top 5. So top 1 or top 2. This
Well, that's
is my time now.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I mentioned Poirier because he's number 3. So I said maybe one of those guys. But you want a shot, if not the title, you want a almost like a challenger elimination fight, like one more fight with someone to get to the title.
Yeah, I don't want to fight Poirier because he lost last fight, and so I wanna fight with Gaethje better than Poirier, because if I beat Poirier and say, oh, he lost like Gaethje, I don't want to fight Poirier. I want to fight Charles Oliveira or Gaethje. So,
Well, either one.
that fight makes sense.
Yeah,
either
sure.
one doesn't matter. So I can
Either-
fight like in March, February, April. Doesn't matter. I'm ready.
Jimmy, either one, the fans win with either one of those matchups.
Yeah, I mean, I know you want to fight Makhachev, but as a fan too, I would also love to see you and Gaethje. I mean, that's an extremely exciting fight. And does Gaethje have a fight lined up or no? He has nothing, I don't think.
No, nobody has a fight in our division right now. Nobody booked. So that's why I think like in a couple of weeks they're gonna figure out about like UFC 300, and this is kind of like dream to fight in UFC 300, because when I was young it was like UFC 200 and Musashi, he was fighting there, and like I was so excited when I was watching, and like I just had like a couple of fights in UFC or in my whole career, and like I was watching his fight and I said, oh my god, he's fighting in UFC in that card. So that card was awesome. So like John Jones was there, like Misha Tate versus Amanda Nunes, like a lot of good fighters. So I think I want to fight UFC 300 and make last fight UFC 400, and that's it.
I was going to ask about your longevity. You look at Misha Tate. Misha Tate looked phenomenal the other night on your card.
Yep.
Yep. And you're saying you were watching her when you were younger. And you also said when you fought Islam, I'm not sure if it was short notice or not. I forget. But when you fought
Islam, was short notice. 3 weeks.
And also, like you said, I'm sorry, right now you are, how old are you now, buddy? 26?
27.
27.
27.
How old were you when you fought him, you said? 20.
I mean, that's 5 years ago.
Hey, man, there's a lot
5 years ago.
There's a lot of growing up in that.
Oh, my God. I'm like different type of fighder. Now I'm a different type of fighter. So.
And it was a decision win, too.
I need a one good shot. That's it.
And does that make you feel like
50K a year?
Yes, man.
Knowing you fought him to a decision and that you can go the distance with him, where a lot of guys have had a hard time doing that, you must feel very confident in a rematch, knowing that you went the distance the first time. So he's just, people have this this way of looking at him, and you've dealt with him before, and you can go 5 rounds if you have to.
So I feel like just me can beat him. Nobody can beat him in our division. So just with me, fight makes sense. And a rematch was pretty close too. But like it was short notice, and like I was super young. Now just gonna be super different fight, and I'm gonna have a lot of time for my training camp, for my weight cut, and like I know I can beat this guy.
Yeah, now that
if it was like I can fight 5 rounds, 10 rounds, doesn't matter. So
when do you leave Miami?
I'm leaving Thursday.
Oh, okay. Now, are you staying there are you familiar with Miami, or is this your first time and you just kind of wanted to do something while you're there?
No, I come over here like once a year, 2 times a year. So now I train in the American top team. So last two camps I was here, and
Oh, okay.
I haven't been rushing, like I haven't been home like about 8 or 9 months. So I gotta go there, like spend time with my family, celebrate a Happy New Year, and then come back and like get ready.
Is that the longest you've been away?
Yeah, this is first time in my life I was like
Man,
out of
homesick?
home.
You got to be looking forward to going home a freaking victor.
Yeah, I got two victories this year. I got money, and like I'm ready to go home, and like I'm ready to get energy for next year. Next year I'm gonna bring gold to Armenia and Russia. This is my dream. This is my goal.
Isn't
And
it nice? You have the holiday coming up.
And
Sorry.
I can achieve my goal.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We're on a little bit of a delay. I apologize. It's
Good,
nice.
no worries.
It's nice that you have the holiday too. Isn't it nice to be done with your fight and you know you don't have a whole lot of healing to do and you can just relax and enjoy the next month?
At home. It's nice.
Yeah, of course. Like during the camp, you get some like injured. You gotta like take care of your body a little bit. I gotta take care of my body a little bit, and then like enjoy time. Of course, if I lost, I couldn't go home and stay here and train. You know, like how can I lose and go home? So it was like a challenge for me. You know, it was like plan this year, and I did what I like was planning on this year. Like got money, got victories, and go home, and got green card also.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Congratulations.
Now you get the only way to top
Thank
this
you.
year. The only way to top this year is just to go next year and you get the belt, and then you're leveling up every
Yeah.
year.
Just next year, just one goal to get the gold, and that's it.
Very good.
Yeah, Arman,
best.
congratulations, sir. A great fight. Thank you for coming on with us last minute. And just a great fight. And you really made a statement. So I can't wait to see who they match you with next.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Matt.
Yes.
And call Dana and say give Arman title fight, please.
Oh, me? All right. Hey, Jimmy, remind me to call Dana later.
I will.
I'll put in a good word.
I'm gonna give you a couple % of my money.
Hey, man. All right. I'm with you on that now. You won me over. All right, Arman. Good job, brother.
Good talking
Thank
to you.
you so much, guys.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
congratulations, man.
Bye, guys.
Be good.
Thank
Take
you.
care,
Bye,
buddy.
guys.
Jimmy.
Yeah, he.
When he said Matt, I thought he was going to be like, I really enjoyed
I know.
checking out Frank Trigg. And I was going to go, stop, Arman, stop. But he didn't say that.
That's all right.
Jimmy. We got Jack Osbourne on soon.
By the way, him against Justin Gaethje, I really want that fight. I want that fight badly.
Yeah, man. I got to hit Dana up, though. I haven't spoken to Dana in a couple of days. He's busy. You know? I'm busy.
Well, you know.
Busy hanging out with you.
He's also doing the slap fighting. So
yeah, dude. Want to practice that? Me and you? Maybe you're a slap fighter.
on each other's heinies.
I go. How's your routine going? How's your routine going, Jimmy? Do you have new material? Do you have a new hour? You do a new hour at Fat Black Pussycat every Wednesday?
Yes, I'm not a new hour every Wednesday. I mean, I'm working on it, but I'm not doing it this Wednesday.
It's an hour every time? An hour?
And I'm getting a colonoscopy and on Thursday, just because I'm 55. So I have to do a prep day on Wednesday, which means you're shitting your brains out. So that's what I'll be doing on Wednesday. Hey, yeah, we should talk too, Matt. We didn't. We touched briefly on it with Brundage and Reese, I think, who had made his Zachary Reese, who made his UFC debut, and then Joe Selecki losing to Drakkar Klose. I mean, incredible that there was 2 fights in a row. If they were just on the same card and they had that, it would have been amazing. The fact that they were both those slams to the head from being one was the arm bar and one was from a triangle, I think, right?
Now, Jimmy, do you know how you take that away?
Take what away?
The slam.
I'm going to guess grabbing the leg.
It's good, Jimmy, because that's true.
Yeah.
And
the way Aljo did, right? Aljo grabbed somebody's leg when it
grab the leg. That way there's no height.
Yeah.
What's killing you with that is the height. They get you up in the air, you let your legs go. You have to cut your losses. You could hold on to it and hope you get it, but there's a chance you're getting slammed right on your head. Yeah. So whenever there's height with that, back in the day, Rampage Jackson did that with Ricardo Arona in Pride. Yeah. One of the most infamous power bombs. Most likely he hit him with his head too. It's kind of illegal, but he slammed him. I mean, bad. So you don't want that, man. You don't want any height on that. So
what is the thing to do, Matt? Let go and just realize you lost the position.
Well, if there's height on it, yes, you got to abandon ship, I believe.
Yeah, and just protect yourself.
Yes. Otherwise, most likely you're hurt bad. If not, you can still end the fight though. So it's really your call. I've seen fights end. Look at the way Matt Hughes got the title back from Carlos Newton. Who had the title? Yeah, who I got the title from Carlos Newton, actually. They fought a few times, or at least a couple times. But the first time they fought, Carlos Newton had him in a triangle and was holding around the octagon. I don't know if you were allowed to back then. But anyway, he went to finish it, and he did. Matt Hughes passed out. When he passed out, he fell down and slammed at the same time. So he passed out in the triangle. The slam knocked out Newton. So Matt Hughes came to first. He's like, I won? It was fucking crazy. So, it's a little controversial, but
and Matt, didn't Clay, didn't he bounce somebody out of something? Was it a guillotine or a choke? Guida did that too. Yes,
it was a guillotine choke with the arm in. Yeah. He kept, and that happened a couple of times. It happened with Brundage also, no? Well, did Brundage do that? And then he is that when he landed on the head?
I don't know.
Listen, guys will jerking out of things all day long. But that slam on the head, to take that away, you grab under the leg. It takes away the base. It takes away the height. Yeah. And then you go back to breaking the arm once they can't just keep lifting you. They're going to have to stop. And once they do, you go back to breaking the arm. Or if they put the weight back down on you, you use your arm under leg to bring your head between his legs, which brings your butt towards his leg. And that offsets his balance. And you redirect his energy. And you end up on top with the arm lock.
Right.
Now I look into the camera like in Spaceballs. Does everybody got that?
Now, can I tell you something you've talked a lot about?
Oh, don't look right over my Rick Moranis impersonation.
Oh, I didn't recognize it. I've seen Spaceballs, but it's been a long time.
Okay. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I was, and I've heard every fighter say it, but I was training with, I was doing Muay Thai, and Jamie Crowder was showing me certain takedowns and just kind of drilling me on head position and how to, what do they call running the pipe, like all that stuff. Yeah. And it's fucking exhausting taking a person down.
Stop holding your breath when you're doing it.
I might be holding my breath a little bit, but the idea.
And by the way, Jamie Crowder, AKA Jamie English.
English, yes.
I just want people to know that from back in the day, we have guys listening to us. We have 700 plus episodes.
I know. And he's been on. But dude, it's very tiring. I see why people say it. And I don't know what about it is so exhausting, but just taking somebody down who was letting me take him down. He was being very easy with me. And I can't imagine grinding up against a cage and dragging somebody down. It's way more tiring than it looks. And I don't know why, but it's fucking exhausting.
It's exhausting, the up and down. Sometimes you look at boxers get even pushed down. Watch how fast they stand up. It's not that. It's not because it's just exhausting. It's fucking exhausting. When I I got a fight I was getting ready for. I talked about it before. I tore my knee. So I was doing a lot of stand up, and I wasn't doing the feet to floor. I mean, I learned that mistake. It's a different wind. When you're doing the up and down, it's a different wind than just a straight up striking. So,
Yeah.
It's something else.
Yeah, but I had heard it so many times from people, and just experiencing it, even with a guy who's allowing me. I mean, he's not really trying to stop my takedown, so it's just very fucking tiring. And I was just like doing single legs. I wasn't even like picking anybody up, and I certainly wasn't double leg. I fucking smashed my head into his elbow. Those were a little uncomfortable. I think I didn't go low enough, but it was unpleasant.
I can't wait till we start working together. Oh, by the way, my daughters jumped into that. My youngest went in also. My 10-year-old is so cute, and my oldest, Angelina, they competed over the weekend. And at the jiu-jitsu, we went to Trenton. Angie destroyed. Nice. Angie was awesome.
Was she your oldest?
She's my oldest. Yeah, you seen that?
I saw your
taking the girl down. And she got one modified clock choke, and she got one triangle. It was great. The girl was game. She was going with. Girl had some experience, and it was good. I was very, very happy with it. My youngest lost. She got caught in an arm lock and a Kimura, and I was so proud that she went in there. And she was like the smallest in the division. She looks, she sees, and she this is her first time competing in anything. So she's out there, and she's like, Dad, she looks 12. Because the girl's a big girl, a tall girl. So I go, Sophie, go out there and just do your best, all right? Let's look to put her down. So the girl pulled guard. I see my kid stand up. She's splitting the guard. She ended up getting caught, but she was very game, and it just made me so happy. So we had a great day, and my wife was going to compete, but they didn't have anybody in the Masters division. And then the regular, we got done by like 12:30, and then the adult division was like at 4 p.m. We're like, oh,
yeah,
let's get out of here. It's in Trenton,
Yeah.
But Jimmy, a fun day for the Serras. I just left the school now. I had my wife's sparring, and I taught the morning, taught the noon. I was on the mats all day, Jimmy. I'm so happy. And afterwards, Jimmy, and I do deserve it. I have deep dish pizza waiting for me, so
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
I would say you deserve it. Yeah. I mean, the abs, Matt, it's not going to hurt the abs. I mean, I have a very unpleasant view, but you should just take the shirt off. I hope Jack comes in now and just wonders what's he.
Jimmy, I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done it. Oh, wait, hold on.
I know, despite my requests. Yeah,
I know. You keep saying, Matt, did you get stung? I go, no, Jimmy, I didn't get stung. You go, Matt, did you get stung? I see your shoulder. Listen, Jimmy.
Yes. Yep. I would do it, but good. Let's bring Jack in immediately.
Oh shit!
Yeah, bring Jack right in so we can see Matt putting his fucking shirt on.
I have a different shirt on now. Did I just have what shirt did I just have on?
I don't know.
Did I have this shirt on the whole time?
I don't know what shirt you had on.
Hey, did I not have this shirt on, guys? I'm getting freaked out.
I don't know.
The shirt on. Where did the shirt come from? What am I? I'm a fucking magician. Yo,
maybe it was inside out. Was it inside out?
Shirt on. I did not have the Henzo Gracie shirt on, but I love that I did.
Wait, was it inside out?
No, but I don't know where my shirt went.
Well, Matt, you're wearing it.
Anyway.
Was it backwards?
No. Henzo Gracie lineage, motherfuckers. Let's go, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Espresso's kicking in. Let's get Jack Osbourne on here.
Yeah, Jack, bring Jack. He was coming in, but then something happened.
I heard he sings. Maybe we could do a little fucking duet or something.
I did not know Jack sang.
He doesn't sing?
Not that I know of. His dad certainly does, but I don't know if he does.
My bad.
He was just here, and he does train jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. I don't know how often he's doing it, but
who did that?
Jack.
He just did that?
No, he was training. I don't know if he was doing it while he was doing it for his health. I knew he went to a Muay Thai camp.
Really? We talked about that, I believe. Let's talk about that again.
Here's how addicting jiu-jitsu is. Zuckerberg is in the top 10 richest people in the world, and he fucking tore his ACL training. I mean, you don't need to train jiu-jitsu when you're Mark Zuckerberg because you have guys with fucking AR-15s looking after you. But he loves it that much.
I like go ahead. I know I'm with you, but it's about what you're talking about. When
sure.
People, this guy has so much money, but yet he skis. I don't know what the fuck. What are you supposed to do? Like,
yeah.
I mean, this you gotta have fun. Jiu-jitsu's, don't you think you have enough money, you're comfortable. Why are you doing jiu-jitsu instead of pickleball?
Because I don't want to get beaten up. I want to defend
You're
myself.
not gonna get beaten up in pickleball.
That's what I'm saying. That's why trying to learn jiu-jitsu. It's so fucking tiring though. I mean, it really is, dude. It's like nothing I've ever done before. And then this fucking guy, every time I stop and I need to rest, he just fucking jumps on me. Michael, just tell him, jump on him. Don't let him breathe. Jump on, like, to keep me moving. Yeah.
Wow. I like that. That's realistic.
Yeah, I don't care for it at all. Yeah. Because he's like in a fight. The other guy's not stopping. So Jack is not waiting, right? Like, we're going to bring him in. Did they get disconnected? Because I saw Jack's or somebody's name pop in, and then he disappeared. I'm just making sure Jake knows that we're not.
He's coming in now on his own Zoom.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want to think we were making him wait.
All right. And dude, edit out when I asked if he sings.
No, I'm going to ask him.
Stop.
He might actually.
I know. He's a father girl like me. He's a dad girl.
Dad girl. He's got 4 daughters.
Dude, my kids make me so happy. It was so fun the other day. Man, dude. Angelina really did great. I like it.
She loves it, right?
Yeah, she enjoys it.
How many days a week does she train?
She's there they're there right now. My girls are homeschooled. They were just there right now because my wife was sparring. They were doing their homework. Their schoolwork. But she's at the school 5, sometimes 6 days a week. 6 days a week. It's crazy. Because she doesn't do dance now. So all she does is, there's days she does like 2 hours wrestling, then Muay Thai, or an hour, 3 hours of wrestling, or Muay Thai, 2 hours jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? So she's getting all the ranges in. And it's great. She's still 14, so it's wild.
Is it hard to get someone to do schoolwork when they're homeschooled? Like, how do you know what to tell them to do? Like, I would have no idea.
Oh, there's these programs you could buy.
Okay.
So it's part of a course. And so, it's not that cheap, but I feel it's worth it. And
yeah,
my wife, because, it might work, she helps out at the school, obviously. But, besides that, she's a stay-at-home mom, so she's able to help them. So that's good. Got that going for me, It's not me. My kids will grow up to be morons. I'm not teaching. Let's get Jack.
He's bringing him in now. Yeah, I guess they had like a little connection issue or whatever. But Jack does a podcast, so I bet his connection is pretty good.
Can anybody watch his old reality show, or is that around anyway?
Yeah, you can buy the Osbournes.
Let's ask him.
Sure. Hey, Jack. Hey, bud, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Jack, I was just asking before we get into what you're doing now. Your old reality show that I watched back in the day. Where can people get that or buy that or watch that?
You can't.
You
can't? Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
my bad.
You can find like bootleg copies on YouTube and shit, but we're gonna release it on our own platform. So with the whole podcast thing we started up and all that, so when you subscribe, you get access to all the old content and shit like that. So yeah.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I told Matt, like, yeah, you can just buy it, but the actual reality show will be available from you guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you ever I mean, I know you don't, when you're living life, you don't pause and think, but do you ever think like, wow, you guys, like, you changed reality, like television, like the Osbournes really set a pattern that everybody else followed, and you guys did it so much differently than it had been done, and better than it's been done since. Do you ever like realize how influential you guys were culturally?
Yeah, kind of. It's more kind of like what I think about is how different. What always strikes me is how different TV is now versus then. How media was now. I never really think about like, oh well, half of these shows wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us, because that's just too much. That's ego. That's bullshit. And someone would have done it eventually. I just think my dad was the first, celebrity rock star, whatever, to just be like, all right, let's try this experiment.
Yeah, and you it's funny how like you have kind of grown into such a different person. When you were young, people thought, oh, he's this goofy kid, and then you grow up and you're training martial arts, 4 kids, like you're just a regular dude. It's really you have to be happy with how things have turned out for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to be richer, but whatever.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be really nice.
Jim, I'd love a private plane.
I don't like flying private. First of all, it's too expensive. But I find the planes are too small. They freak me out.
Really?
You like it, huh?
But I fucking dude. Especially post COVID flying. I just hate flying now. I'm always just like, is this the plane it's gonna go down on? I secretly want to be on a plane where it all kicks off.
How many superstars? You ever think about that? Like from like the rock bands to back in the day to who was I just thinking about that was in a plane crash?
Leonard Skinnard.
Leonard Skinnard.
Big Bopper. Rich. Who else?
Stevie Ray Vaughan, who died in a helicopter. Yeah.
Oh, right.
I was thinking about the La Bamba when they took out like
Richie Valens. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then he was on it with the Big Popper. Yeah, it was a bunch of them.
Yeah, Buddy Holly.
Yeah, so you think about those little planes, you think, I finally I got a little plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny we're talking about plane.
Dark. You got dark.
By the way, congrats on I love that your family is doing the podcast. I watched the clips. They're just it's so you guys. Like it's so real and honest, and there's just no bullshit with your family. It really is. You just kind of interact the way you interact in real life. And I think that's why people take to it so much.
What's it called?
Thanks.
What's it called? So
we do the Osbournes podcast, and then I have my own podcast called Ghosts and Grit. And then my dad's got his podcast, which is going to come out, I think, in January.
Wait,
what's that?
What's Ghost and Grit, though? I want to know Ghost and Grit. That's you?
Yeah. So Ghost and Grit, it's I just have guests come on, I interview them, we talk kind of, we talk tough shit, that they've gone through in their life, and we talk paranormal. So it's kind of it's fun. It's really cool.
Is your dad doing it with Billy Morrison? Are they doing? That's great. Yeah, Billy's great.
Yeah, he's doing it with Billy, and it's not a Sirius XM thing. It's just we're gonna put it on his YouTube channel, and so yeah, it's good. It's really funny, and they're only short, like 35-40 minute podcasts, but they're hilarious.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's always fucking funny. I mean, he really is. Like Bill Ward said that about him years ago. He's like, Ozzy could have been a fucking comedian. And it was a terrible Bill Ward impression, but you knew who I meant. But he is a very funny dude. And I think like I said, the fact that your family just lets people see you as you are. And you don't try to socially message, your own message is, this is who we are, and kind of take us or leave us.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. A good friend of mine is friends with this congresswoman named Victoria Sparks, and we had lunch with her on Saturday, and she was asking, she's like, oh, how come you guys never, Ozzy, how come you never got political, or you never do anything, you're not one of these people that gets on the soapbox. And my dad says, he's like, people just want to be entertained. Like, why should my political opinion matter? Like, and I think that gets so lost now in this day and age with like getting, I think celebrity feels like they have to be so opinionated on everything. And it's like, who the fuck cares about who you're voting for? And my dad's always taken that stance, because for as many people you're going to be like, yeah, right on, you're going to turn just as many people off. Is it hard to avoid that trap? Like, have you ever, we all are tempted, I'm sure, just to say things when people ask us. Have you ever almost fell into it, or are you always hyper aware of it? I'm always pretty hyper aware of it. My belief is like, there's no one in that cesspit of a capital that really represents me. I'm like in a weird spot. And so I just keep my mouth shut, because I don't really, I don't really hang my hat up on any hook. Yeah. So it's difficult to feel connected to anybody. Yeah. No matter what you say, you lose half the people. Yeah. Your podcast now, are you interviewing, is it celebrities, or is it just people from regular existence? It's known people. I've had people that I do ghost hunting shows with on. I've had, we had Dr. Drew. I had Cyborg, she came on. So it's, we've kind of run the gambit. Do you still train? I do. Actually, today's a big day for me. I just got promoted to purple belt today.
Oh, congratulations. Very nice.
Halfway to Jedi. That's
Wow,
serious,
yeah.
man. Purple, a lot of guys after blue, they go, hey, look, that purple's going to be a long way off. I'm out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's wild, man. Purple belt's a legit belt. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, just 1 month shy of 4 years. So it's,
That's
just,
legit.
Yeah, congratulations. I have one stripe on a white belt, and I felt like I was doing something, but it's very addicting. How often do you train?
3 to 4 days a week, just kind of depends on schedule.
Do you do class or private?
I do like 2 private and try and do 2 classes, or one of the open mat nights. So yeah,
It's nice. And what school do you go to?
I go to Street Sports. It's my coach is Chris Lacindro. He was Hernat, who kind of came over here with Machados and Gracies. He grew up with all those guys. So Chris is like his first black belt. So yeah, Chris is the man. He's been doing it. He's been a black belt for like nearly 20 years now. So
Wild. Yeah. It's great. That's great, man. Listen, it's so much fun. It's the only way. It's the best way to stay in shape, and you stay dangerous. It's just so it's you get a workout at the same time. So I'm so happy Jimmy found it now. I really am.
Jed, how long you been training
6
for
months.
now?
6 months.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I really like it. And we were talking before you came on. It's the most exhausting thing I've ever done. Like pushing a guy's body off of you is like, or reversing somebody is just tiring. But don't you feel like, hey, if I get my ass kicked in a movie theater now, it's not going to be as bad as it would have been before I started. That's how I look at it.
Totally, 100%. You're like, okay, at least when someone whips out their phone, there might even if it's just for a second, I'll look, if I could just post a frame and get my hips out.
How about Muay Thai? Are you still doing Muay Thai? You did a camp, right?
Yeah, no, I did Muay Thai for like 4 years on and off, and then I hate getting punched in the face. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, and then I didn't do anything for years, and then 4 years ago stumbled into going into jiu-jitsu, and it's honestly, like I say to all my friends, it's the best thing I've done for myself in my adult life. And it's one of those things where you just have to be ready for it. And my best friend, he's been training for 18 years, and he was like, come on, you got to do it. And I just wasn't ready, and it's one of those things. It's kind of like getting sober. Like when you're ready, you're ready.
That's right.
The jiu-jitsu is the same thing. It's like when it calls to you and it lines up correctly, then usually it sticks. But if you force it, it's just never gonna. It just doesn't. At least for me, it was never gonna work.
And what's very nice, what's great about it is also as a guy that used to fight professionally, you don't do any more damage to you. It helps. The more you train, you'll feel a little sore the next day. Maybe get a little mat burn. Once in a while, maybe a ringworm, you throw some Lamisil on that shit. That's the worst you get. A little gi burn. I haven't sparred one legit sparring. I haven't sparred one round since I retired fighting. I can't afford to lose any more brain cells. I mean, I'm not sober, Jack. I'm only fucking around. But my point is, I don't want to get hit anymore. It wasn't fun for me. I got short arms. I got my title, my fists. I retired that shit. I stayed dangerous, and I feel I get smarter by doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Well, stay dangerous, Jimmy. You're a fucking. Don't make that face, Jimmy, in front of Jack.
I'm enjoying you. Here's what I thought when I realized. When you're doing it, you really don't concentrate on anything but what's right in front of you. Like it's the most focused thing I've ever done. Like there's nothing, because my mind goes everywhere. But when, again, somebody's trying to, they're letting you kind of choke down. A guy who's a blue belt is helping me. All you're thinking about is this guy and what I have to do to grab his gi, or how do I get my arm around his neck. Like there's nothing else that matters other than like the immediacy of what's in front of you.
Sure. Yeah. It's meditation.
Yes.
It's like meditation therapy with movement and some attempted murder.
Yes.
What's the hardest thing in jiu-jitsu for you? Is there one that was the hardest?
What hardest, man?
Like for me, what I struggle with is left and right. Like if I'm going for a triangle, remembering which leg to go for. If his left arm is through, like fucking up, or going for a Kimura, which one do I grab their arm with? And like it's just the coordination of left and right is harder for me.
Yeah, well, and I think that's why promotions in jiu-jitsu take so long, is because it's not like you can know this stuff, but once it becomes instinct, that's when it's effective. When you have to think about it, you're too late. When it just becomes like, hey, because of the repetition and the hours on the mat, like I know what to do instinctually versus my mind getting in the way. And I think that's for me what I've noticed so much from blue to now purple is like I'm doing things that I'm not even thinking about.
When I guarantee you, Jack, when someone's mounted on you, you're not pushing them. You're just rolling your elbow. You're going to forget how to get out the wrong way. It won't happen. Like someone's mounted on me, the last thing I'm going to do is look to bench press them. It's just going to be instinct, you know? And when it just becomes you become so comfortable in bad situations because you work yourself out when people really trying to control you and strangle you, that it really becomes second nature and it becomes like a superpower.
Yeah.
It sounds funny.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. And you do that. I don't know, Jim, I don't know if you're doing this yet, but like when you living life, walking around, you're constantly like, I wonder if I could like you're constantly sizing people up. And it's like, I do it in the gym, I do it around you, and it's not like sizing up to be like, oh, I'm gonna fuck that guy up. I always go like, just different body types. Like I wonder how that role would work.
Yeah, I look at collars a lot. Yeah. Like if a guy's wearing a collar, would I be able to grab it? Would I be able to single leg him? Would I be able to take him down? Like you do think of that every person you pass, you're like, could this guy fuck me up, or would I be able to handle myself?
And the funny thing is, people that don't do this it's not a thing in there. And so it's fun. Like I always love, connecting with jiu-jitsu folk because it's like we speak the same language. We get it. I'm like, okay, like these are my people now.
Yeah, and there's also, I've noticed in the gym I go to that there's none of them are dicks. Like, I mean, I'm sure there are, but I haven't encountered any. Like everybody there is friendly, willing to help you. I guess because they're all so good, there's nothing to prove to some dumb fucking white belt. Like so what? You can strangle me. Who cares? They're all so helpful and all willing to work with you. I've noticed that the egos are way less than I would have thought.
Fully. Yeah. Yeah. That's my thing. It's like when I roll with white belts the whole time, I'm talking to them. I'm like, okay, do this, do that, move your hips, frame. Like that's like the whole, because that's the only way, that's the way I learned. And I think that's the only way you can learn, because it's like in the moment, like I need pointers. Yeah.
Do you know what my biggest fear is? That I'm going to hurt somebody not knowing what I'm doing. Like a guy is going to be generous. A blue belt is going to help me, or a purple belt, like just allowing me to do something, and I'm going to fuck up and hurt them because I you know what I mean? Like by not knowing what I'm doing. And I just don't want to be that clod that injures somebody.
When it comes down to having a good atmosphere and you're saying people are really chill in jiu-jitsu, to get good in jiu-jitsu, you didn't walk in a black belt. Even if you're a high-level wrestler, chances are you go in there, you're getting tapped out a lot of times. Yeah. So to stay with it, you have to have a certain humility about you, and you have to have your ego in check somewhat to stick around, because you're going to be tapping. And, that's why you talk a lot of MMA fighters. Most of them are cool. Because at one point, especially if they've been around, because no matter how many asses they kicked, they've gotten their ass kicked before in front of the world. So it gives you some kind of, hey man, humility.
Yeah. Yeah. Jim, you know what I did last summer, and I'm going to get you there this summer. I did the Origin Emerging Camp in Maine, dude. So that? Origin, the gi company, the company that Jocko's a partner in.
Oh, okay.
And they make jiu-jitsu gis, and they're based in Maine, and they do a 7-day summer camp where you train 3 times a day. It's all amazing high-level instructors. Hands down, the best freaking time I've ever had. It was amazing.
Who runs it? Jocko teaches that too?
Jocko's one of the instructors there, but they just bring in all this kind of sponsored instructors. So it's a lot of like De La Riva black belts, and a guy named Dedeco who runs he's like Dedeco Jiu-Jitsu out of Boston. He was kind of one of the main guys there, but it was just the instructing was just phenomenal, and it was so safe, and they had people like patrolling the mats constantly, making sure no one was getting too crazy. It was just such an amazing. It was like drinking from a fire hose though, because like I said, we trained about 6 to 8 hours a day, and it was so awesome.
Wow, you loved it. What time do you get up in the morning for it?
I think the first instruction begins at like, I think 8:30 or 9. And then you can do like the noon, which is the no gi. So you do gi, no gi, gi. But it's all what you want to make of it. Like if you want to just train once a day and just hang out at the camp during the day and go swim in the lake and whatever, like you can. If you want to, just be a siren grinder, then you can. Yeah, you should do it, Jim.
Maybe I will this year.
Yeah.
When is it? In the summer?
Yeah, it's in August. It's Maine. It's easy.
Look at that. That would be great, Jimmy.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Great story for your show too. That's a life experience, Jimmy.
Hey, Jack, I want to, before our show is ending, I want to promote probably all your stuff. The podcast you're doing with yourself, Ghosts and Grit, it's called?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And the ones that come out, and where can people just get it where they get podcasts?
It drops every Friday on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, wherever you get podcasts. And then the Osbourne's podcast comes out every Tuesday, and that's with the whole family. And it's usually just us. When someone's out of town, we'll bring in like a guest to fill in the seat. But it's a lot of fun. I've just been loving doing the podcast YouTube thing. It's so like freeing. It's like, oh, wait a second. Like I don't need to rely on these giant networks. Right. And it's like, it's amazing.
That's everything now with these podcasts. The world, everything's so different. The entertainment. World. In other words, like who watches I don't scroll through channels. I stream and I watch everything through either a service, or I'm watching YouTube, or I'm watching podcasts. I mean, there's no longer. When's the last time you had to sit through a commercial for anything? I don't know. It's a different and a lot of stuff like you're saying. These podcasts. It's all you. Like you said, you don't got to rely on anybody. So crazy.
That's nice.
I like it a lot.
And the most telling thing for me is, my dad, he turned 75 yesterday. He does not watch TV anymore. All he does is watch YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because nothing he likes is on TV anymore. He loves a good World War II documentary.
Yeah.
And it's... and he can there's endless documentaries that he likes. I mean, he's right now really into watching boar hunting videos, which I don't know why.
it's just there. So you watch it once and you're like, this is pretty fucking good.
Yeah. He's just watching all these wild boars just getting smoked with all different types of guns and whatever. And he's all into it.
I watch that animal stuff all the time. I watched this when I was in the bathroom in the middle of the night. Jimmy, sorry for the visual. I was watching 2 elephants trying to get this little baby elephant out of a fucking river creek. And the baby, it's on its back. It's got the fucking nose. And they're trying to gently get it out of this river creek. Sorry, guys. It wasn't that entertaining. But yet I had to see how they got the fucking baby out of there.
Did he live?
What?
Did
baby out eventually. The mama got in there and used its fucking
head.
Nudge it. It's trying not to gorge it with its big fucking ivory tusks. But anyway, the other day I saw a rhino get fucked up from an elephant. It killed it. It knocked it down. I don't know if it killed it, but it freaking pierced it.
Shit.
All right, Jack, thanks we have to end our show. My wife's going to the airport, so I have to go down, and she's leaving here in 9 minutes. I have to take which is just a fucking, I'm kind of, I'm really, I have the house to myself for a week. So,
that's how you know you love someone, if you're willing to drive them to the airport.
Oh, no, I'm taking her down to the car and I'm lining up porn.
Okay. Well, you're a shit person, Jim.
Hey man, I'm happy for you, Jack. Congrats on the podcast and the stuff I've seen with the family. The clips are just predictably hilarious. Obviously, always funny. They're going to be funny, and they are, and they're just interesting. And I love you guys. I love how open and honest you are. And I'm going to check your podcast out too. I'm happy you're doing something on your own.
Thanks, in Long Island, bring your gi, brother.
Next time I come to the city, I'll bring my gi and I'll make the trek out there.
Excellent, bro.
Yeah, right. That would be great. Jack, I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Have a good one, guys.
All right. Thanks, pal. Take care.
Bye.
And Matt, thank you. Yeah, I do have to run my wife downstairs, but I will talk to you Wednesday.
I can't wait, Jimmy. Take care, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye, everyone.